What's going on, guys? Hope you're having a great day out there today. Guys, we're going to get installed up on the Traxxas XMAXX, the new wide kit from M2C Racing. Guys, this is just a work of art. These parts are just absolutely beautiful. I mean, like all their parts, the machining work is just absolutely on point. But guys, what this kit is going to have is two different options, depending on if you're wanting to just run all the stock Traxxas wheels and hubs and everything. You can run that. And this is what you would get. You will get the pins, the extensions, the new nut, and all this. The whole wide kit will be about $100 to stick with all stock Traxxas wheels and that whole setup. Now, if you want to have options and you want to go with a 24mm hex like I've been running on a few of my cars, they will have this that will go along with it. These will be about $50, and these will now adapt your 17mm to a 24mm. So you can either do just one or both, or have options. So even if you got both options, you know, for either 17 or 24, you'd be looking at about $150. So it's still considerably cheaper than the Traxxas kit. And guys, I mean, these some really beautiful aluminum parts, and these things, I mean, the durability that everybody in the testing group here has been putting these things through, I mean, has proved that time and time again. But guys, we're going to go ahead and get this thing fitted up and get the new ones put on the XMAXX, because I have been currently running the prototypes on this thing, and there has been a few changes from the prototypes to the final finished product. So we're going to get those things fitted up. You know, with the 24mm hexes, you will obviously get all four of these and the spacers. Now, this was one of the changes that were made during the testing that everyone kind of realized that they wanted to get rid of those goofy little clips that hold on the Traxxas hexes, because those things always go flying and doing, you know, they disappear into Never Land. So what M2C decided to do here was you have these, I think they're Delron spacers, and those will basically be sitting against your bearings now, and when your hex locks down, that will retain your bearing and everything all in one piece. So there's no more clips, no more messing around with those things and losing those things, because guys, I don't know how many times I have lost those things in this shop, and I've still yet to find one of them. But anyway, we're going to go ahead, get all this thing set up, and put on the XMAXX. I also got a little repair to do on the XMAXX because I broke the front hub. Also, if you're wondering what this piece is, this will be for if you're sticking with all the stock Traxxas wheels. This is a little jig that will be supplied with it, so you can drill out your stock Traxxas hex, so that you can able to run the locking pin with these on there. So you'll get everything with there, guys. There will be no messing around. As you guys know, with most of all the stuff that M2C puts out there, they give you everything you need: drill bits, tools. There'll be the drill bit, the Allen wrench, and everything. So you'll be good to go. No problems there. We're going to go ahead and get one or two of these things fitted up, and I'll show you guys along the way. So stick around, everybody. All right, everybody. Well, I went ahead and removed the front hub here. This is the one that I also broke the other day and got to replace it out. I got a new one. Got the new front hub. So anyway, here is the old setup that we was the original prototype. Now, as you can see, we were running the ARMA, hexes with these, with the extensions, kind of testing out the difference. And I'll show you guys, the differences that, between the two and the changes that were made. As you can see here, there was a clip that was retaining the bearing and holding this on there. And this is what was eliminated, so you don't have to deal with these goofy clips anymore. But I'm going to go ahead and get this thing torn apart. Bring you along, kind of keep the camera rolling here as we do the first one. Hopefully everything comes apart relatively easy. But get rid of those now. Now, we're going to go ahead and get this thing pulled out of here, hopefully. See, I got to get the clip removed. I almost forgot. See, I'm sitting here trying to pull this thing apart, and the clip is in the way. But go ahead and get that thing pulled off of there. There we go. So we'll go ahead and get that there. So now we got the old extension out. Now here's, you can see side by side the differences. A few of the changes were made. These were threaded now to fit the stock Traxxas setup. A couple different little sizing differences were changed in order to adapt, so you could run this thing with the stock Traxxas wheels, or if you want to run the 24 millimeter hex. So it's really nice that you have both options with these, that, you know, you're not just stuck with one, that if you want to run the stock Traxxas stuff for a while and at some point you decide you want to get a different set of tires, you know, you could pick up the other kit later on and go with a 24 millimeter. So that's completely, you know, up to you. Like I said, for $100 for the whole kit, you know, you cannot beat that, because that is, you know, half the price of the Traxxas setup. So we're gonna go ahead and get one of the new ones fitted up here. Sorry, I was bumping the camera. Oh, wrong pen. Hopefully you guys can see this well enough on camera. But that's all you gotta do, slide that out of there, slide the new pin in there, and now she's all fitted up on that part. I'm gonna go ahead and get the bearings changed over from the old on the new one, and I'll bring you guys back then. All right, everybody. Well, I went and changed the bearings over and swapped them over to the new front hub here, and everything seems to be moving pretty good. These bearings I had torn apart not too long ago and re-greased. You know, pulled the seals out of them and re-greased everything. But now, as you can see, all you got to do then, go ahead and slide the new axle in here. Snaps right in. Everything fits up real nice and snug. So, at that point, all you have to do is take one of your spacers, drop that over there. Now, at this point, if you're going to run the stock Traxxas, you would drop your plastic hex over here, and you would have drilled it out. Basically, what you would have taken is your stock plastic hex, dropped it in the jig, drilled a hole through it, and then you could go ahead and slide it over here, snap it on, put the pin in, you're good to go with the Traxxas wheel. Now, if you're going to go 24 millimeter, now at this point, you're going to go ahead and drop over your 24 millimeter hex, slide your locking pin in here, get her all lined up, all beautiful, and then go ahead and drop in the set screw. They provide these with the kit also. Your set screw down through the middle. Don't forget to put a little drop of Loctite on that thing. Tighten that sucker down, and you're good to go, guys. I mean, that you can't get any easier than that. And like I said, you got options. You can run either one. You could have, you know, a mixture of wheels for the truck, and whatever you want to run on there, you know, you can run the 17 or 24 millimeter. It's really nice that one axle, you know, will have, you know, the same option that you can run anything you want without having to run like the Pro Line kit, for instance. You know, you can run the bigger axles, or you could run the 17 millimeter with those little sleeves on there. But those little aluminum sleeves are a real pain in the butt, and then they take up too much of your threading on the end that you can't really get them cranked down that well. So this is going to work out just beautiful, I think. I mean, guys, the machining work, again, huge shout out to Avery and Mitchell Looper, guys. I mean, you guys just knocked it out of the park with this whole setup. I mean, it just came out absolutely beautiful, super easy to install, and guys, the XMAXX 30 millimeters wider is just, the thing handles so nicely and real stable. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing bolted back up on the XMAXX, and we'll get this thing installed. We'll show you what it looks like all bolted up. All right, everyone. Well, we got her all fitted up. I got the new steering block installed here. Everything fit up real beautiful. I mean, guys, the craftsmanship of these parts are just absolutely beautiful. Got the new Delron spacer on here. Now I don't have to deal with those goofy clips. And we got the options. You know, I run a 24 millimeter. If I want to go back to the 17 millimeter stock Traxxas tires, I can slide that off, stick the stock stuff on there, and run either one. So it's just great design, great idea to be able to go both directions, so that, you know, guys aren't stuck with one type of wheel, that now they can swap back and forth and choose whichever hex they want. So definitely a great design by M2C Racing, guys. But we got the front one fitted up. I'm going to go ahead and get one of the back ones installed here, and I'll show you guys, you know, what that looks like real quick, and then we'll probably wrap this video up. But guys, everything is fitting up beautiful. The steering block, however, as you guys can see by the mess of tools out here right now, changing a steering block turned into a bit of a debacle, because I lost the original pin that came with the bottom of it. So I had to hand cut my own with the old Dremel tool. And guys, this is one of the most valuable tools in this hobby, is a Dremel tool. Just FYI. There's a couple things that you really need to have in your RC repair box. A Dremel, this isn't even a good one. I couldn't find a Dremel at the time. I had to pick up this cheap aftermarket one, but it still works good. Dremel is the number one thing. Well, one of the number one things. A pair of shock pliers are another thing. These things can be used for so many different things. But guys, any of that, and I'm not going to speak enough, and I've wasted my time throughout the years of messing with junky hexes, Allen heads. Guys, do yourself a favor. Spend the money once. Get the MIP tools, and you will not be disappointed. You will stop stripping off all those Allen heads, you know, all your screws, and destroying stuff. These things just hold up and work beautiful. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get back to the XMAXX, but get this thing finished up. All right, everyone, we're gonna go ahead and get the front wheel bolted back up here with the brandy new hexes. Like I said, we're putting the I'm gonna keep the Pro Line tires on this thing for now, and I had it out in the snow once, and so far, you know, even the air control and everything I did have with them were still pretty decent. So I'm gonna keep rolling these. Horizon Hobby did send me another set of the Duratrash tires. Now, whenever I initially called them, whenever the rim shattered, I'd only broken one rim. Now, since the time of the Duratrax coming back in stock, I have now broken 3. So I don't even have enough tires to put on this thing to go back to the Duratrash. So we're going to stick with the Pro Line because these things have been holding up great. But guys, I'm going to show you. Hexes fit up just beautiful. Got a little bit of, just put a little bit of, you know, drop or two of blue Loctite down there to hold that set screw. And she's all ready to rip. So we're going to pull the back tire off this thing, and we'll get the back one done. All right, everyone. Well, I went ahead and removed the old one. Got everything set up on there. Got the new wide kit on here. And all you do is, you know, put that in there, slide your bearing over. Go ahead and slide all your axles, everything back in there again. Hopefully the phone's, the camera's not bouncing around too much. I do have it attached to the XMAXX, so go ahead, get everything put back together. If you've torn these things apart, you already know what I'm doing. So you get that part in there, get everything fitted up. Slide your Delron spacer on here. I'm going to go ahead and get the hinge pin in here. I am using the RPM hinge pins on everything. I am running the RPM upper A-arms on this thing now with the heavy-duty Traxxas ones on the lowers. They definitely seem to be working out a little better that way. But they are tight. So, all right, we'll get that locked in there. So anyway, go ahead and slide your spacer on there. Slide your 24mm hex on. Drop your pin through. Get her locked in there. Now I already put a drop of blue Loctite on my set screw here, so go ahead and hold on to these with the old crescent wrench, and then put your grub screw in the end here. Give her a good crank. Make sure she's nice and tight. Don't go overboard, but make sure she's tight. And there you go. She's ready for a 24mm wheel, and now the XMAXX is 30mm wider. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get this together, and we're gonna finish this up. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you enjoyed the little install video on the new M2C Racing Wide Max kit for the Traxxas XMAXX. And like I said, guys, a kind of brief overview. These will be available here in the next week. They will be about $100. I think he said they will be $100. And if you want to go with a 24mm option to run either 17 or 24, it basically would be $149, $159, $150 for the whole setup, which is, like I said, still cheaper than the Traxxas kit, and just a beautiful, beautiful product, guys. So if you're looking to widen out your XMAXX a little bit, get a little more stability, definitely, I think your best option to go. It's not too wide. It's just the perfect width to gain that little bit extra stability for this thing, which it needs, and she just handles great with that. But anyway, huge shout out and thank you to Mitch and Avery Looper at M2C Racing, guys. Another just beautiful product, guys. Fit up beautiful. Really happy with it. But that is going to do it for the video today. So until next time, y'all be safe. Be careful out there. Peace out, everybody.